Today we're hopping into a few neighborhoods of Oceanside that you guys have asked about a lot. We're going not near the beach, we're going a little bit further inland to highlight 3 different neighborhoods, and then from there we're gonna head to the beach, show you downtown a little bit, just what the vibe's all about. We're gonna cruise through, show you what it's all about, and as always, if you guys are thinking about moving out here, you got some questions, our number's popping up right now. Feel free to reach out, call, text, email, let's hop on a Zoom call. We have a lot of clients move out here, and that first step is reaching out. Get you dialed in, we'll hop on there, answer all your questions, make sure you know all the areas, figure out what place is gonna be the best for you to live. Maybe it's gonna be the places we're covering today, but maybe not. If you kind of like these ones, we got some other ideas. So let's jump into it.
So we're walking through one of the main neighborhoods in kind of central Oceanside. Rancho del Oro, Ivy Ranch. They are different towns, but they're right up next to each other and kind of have the same feel. Kind of that late.
They're different
80s.
neighborhoods. They're
different
the same town within Oceanside.
Sorry, yes, different neighborhoods within Oceanside, but definitely kind of that same era, same generation. Still pretty affordable. I mean, that's kind of the name of the game here in Oceanside, but this neighborhood specifically, you can get into a detached house for maybe one of the lowest prices in North County, San Diego.
Yeah, I just looked it up this morning. There's a house on the market right now. It's 3-bed, 2-bath. Let's call it about 1,500 square foot. Decent sized backyard. Nice house. Like, it's not like a fixer up or anything. It was listed like at $850. So you will find some of those around here. The houses you're seeing behind us, this is one of the styles. The other style is a lot more little
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean, yeah. Where these are, what do you call these ones, Cassidy?
Cape Coddy, I don't know.
Okay, we'll go Cape
East
Coddy.
Coast.
But 2 different styles. So you'll find that as well a little bit here. We'll throw in some drone footage too, so you can kind of see the different styles. But it is a giant master plan community. With that comes HOA. So you're gonna find a few parks in here, like pocket parks, which are kind of cool. You don't find that in a lot of neighborhoods. Like, we're walking towards one right now. Just these little miniature areas to get out and about. Where we opened up filming, it's called Cool Trail and Park. It's just at the top of a hill here. You have Rancho del Oro Park with the YMCA and stuff. They had some sort of event going on right now today, but that's one of the happening spots right here. So you will find a little bit of area to get outside too. And as far as kind of the feel, like I said, it's HOA. There's a lot of HOA maintained land right around. It's a bunch of different, Rancho del Oro at least, is a bunch of different villages here. So there's just like more or less, but same vibe as you go through the whole place. It's just different little areas, different names, I guess.
And it's cool too, because it's been here a long time, so everything's grown in, the landscaping's gorgeous, and the community is, as a whole, very, very well maintained.
Yeah, and one of the first people who ever reached out on this YouTube channel moved right here to Rancho del Oro. So if you guys are thinking about it, hey, hit us up, reach out. But here's one of the pocket parks. I'm gonna swing us around and just show you real quick. You'll find this is one of the smaller ones, but certain different areas have some nice big ones, big grass areas. And from about, I don't know, 15 minutes ago where we parked at Rancho del Oro Park, it was like cloudy, a little overcast. It is 9:53 in the morning, but cleared up quite nicely.
I did question whether we were gonna get in filming today.
Beautiful
but it's
blue.
gorgeous now, yeah.
As you get closer to the coast, it's gonna be a little bit more overcast a lot of times, but once you get back in this area, we're mid-July right now, you're gonna start seeing it clear up a little bit earlier. I mean, sometimes it's not even cloudy at all. But today, 9:45, gone.
So now we're walking through a pretty cool community here in Oceanside, kind of on the definitely east end, called Jeffrey's Ranch. A lot different than a lot of Oceanside. Still kind of a little bit track neighborhood, but older, so it doesn't really have that field, and huge lots. I mean, we're talking half-acre plus in some of these, and a lot of single story. So if you're looking for that ranch style, that late 70s, early 80s feel, this is definitely the spot for you. And then as you kind of go to the outskirts of the community too, there are some larger floor plans, kind of a little bit newer, not new, but probably mid-80s.
80s-ish, somewhere in there, yeah.
And just to really just spread out, if you want privacy and space, this is definitely a spot for you.
Yeah, it's really cool. We're walking down one of the, I'm gonna call it a sidewalk right now, but
Horse trail?
Yeah, it's just like These little dirt trails, little white fences on each side. Cool vibe out here. The bigger area, which we'll bring up on a map here, is called Guacome. It's right around Guacome Park right over here. I'll tell you about that in a sec. But if you try, when I was writing kind of what we're talking about, if you type in Guacome, it actually goes autocorrect to guacamole. But it's Guacome area. So down to the little bit further, is that west?
Yep.
A little bit further west is going to be a few other neighborhoods where you get a little bit of track. You're going to be in the same price point, but as you get this area, this footprint is pretty small. We'll throw some drone footage up, but as you get over there too, it's just some more, kind of older track neighborhoods. So you not as necessarily the big space you have, but Guacome Park is cool. They do have campgrounds there, which is kind of cool. I've camped there one time. Nice little lake. It's a little bit dirty lake, but it's over there. Some trails around, but you do have that right there. The 76 freeway which is one thing if you're living here, as you go back towards this way behind us to where we're walking away from, it runs right along there. It's like the main highway that connects east to the coast. And so down on that side, you're gonna get some road noise for sure. And there's certain neighborhoods going up and down the 76 too, where you're gonna get some road noise. So the further you go, closer you go. We're not too close, but I hear it a little bit in the background. So you do have a lot of that, but up and down the 76, super convenient. We just passed a Home Depot coming in. You also have Target going up. You have just big box stores.
Anything you could use.
Everything. Yeah, it's like kind of thoroughfares of shopping and stuff for Oceanside. It has other areas, but definitely for that northern part of Oceanside, a lot of big box stores, but it's a lot of different little shopping centers. So it's not necessarily one area. It's like you'll have this little area with a few different places. You go down a little further, you got another one. So convenience wise, it's pretty awesome out here.
So price wise, you're looking at about $1 million in here, kind of that starter, but they're all detached houses, which is great. And that probably does need a little bit of work, just depending on lot location, size, all of that.
Before we get into the next neighborhood, which we're looking at right in front of us and surrounding this golf course, is Arrowwood. We're kind of like deep into Oceanside, so if you're traveling anywhere, commuting kind of far. But let's talk about the golf course real quick. Pretty sweet little spot. I've never golfed out here, but we just did like a quick little lap around. First off, it's beautiful out here.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
So I just looked up the pricing for here. Weekday after 1 twilight with a cart, it was like 60 bucks. So relatively affordable. Right back here is the driving range, and they have something called the flight deck where you can rent it out. They have like ball tracers, you get drinks, they have a food truck here. It's just pretty rad. Like, it's really nice out here, right in the center of this whole community. So we'll go check that out here shortly.
Even though you're kind of ways out here, you are relatively close to a lot of amenities here in Arrowwood where you don't have to leave the community so much. And then just driving up here, you also do pass the big box stores that are off the 76, which is 7 or 8 minutes away. So it's really not that far from a lot of amenities. So right now we are in Arrowwood, which is about as far north as you can get in Oceanside, kind of on the northeast side. It is a newer master plan community. There is kind of a section that's a little bit older, but for the most part, you're getting new houses, kind of definitely a bigger footprint house-wise up here, more square footage than some of the other neighborhoods we've showed you today.
Starting price points, probably about 1-2-ish, give or take. There's a few different neighborhoods within here, a few different little distinct areas. As you get further up and wrap around the golf course, the houses get much bigger. Obviously, you have beautiful golf course views. We showed you a few clips earlier of the golf course. We're looking right at it right now.
Yep.
It's beautiful. But obviously those are going to be more expensive. But out here, yes, you are kind of like that typical track neighborhood. As we were driving around, Cassidy was saying like, oh, I think I showed that house, but I don't know, it could have been that one. They all kind of blend in. But as far as the beauty out here, it's really pretty.
It is.
You got the golf course. It's within HOA, so down at the bottom of the hill here, you have like a little community center. You got the pool, little playground for the kids and stuff. Once again, we mentioned earlier, you're a little bit out there, but that's what some people might like as well. We're right near Camp Pendleton, so like the back gate is what we call it. Right there, we were just looking at it. So you got helicopters flying, sometimes up in this neighborhood too, or just anywhere actually within San Diego. You'll hear like when they're doing testing and stuff out there, it's pretty darn loud.
Everywhere though, but as you get closer to it, obviously it's a little bit louder.
And we're close. We're looking
very
at it.
close. Yeah, you can see it from here. Where you can even hear it as you get down into like San Marcos, Encinitas. You still kind of feel that rumble when they're doing big tests. You can always check the Camp Pendleton website to see their testing schedule also, just so you know it's coming.
And there's not a ton of like big new master plan communities here in Oceanside, but there's a few in the works. So some of the outskirts here is actually farms. So they're building a North River Farms. They're going through a lot of stuff with the community, etc., trying to get it all approved and how many houses, all that kind of stuff. But they're making it, it's going to be like an agri-hood is what they're calling it. There's another one over in Encinitas called Fox Point Farms. I think it's going to be similar to that, where you have farm on there, you have little, restaurant on there, you have little areas to hang out, rooms for classes, all that kind of stuff. I think that's kind of what they're going for out there. Ocean Camp is still in the works, a little bit further down in Oceanside as well. It's going to be resort / housing. They're going to have some housing in there as well. So there's a few new things happening right here in Oceanside. But from here, we're going to head to the beach and give you an idea of kind of distances from here to there. Because if you're moving to Oceanside, you move to San Diego, I want to live by the beach. We'll give you an idea of how far that is right now. So most of the areas we covered and most of Oceanside in general does go to Oceanside schools. There's a ton of different schools, ton of different neighborhoods. There's charter schools, there's all kinds of different things. But Arrowwood actually goes to the Bonsall School District. So it's a little bit different. It's just a different school district, but Bonsall's like the next little city over, which it's tiny, it's small. Let us know if you guys want some vlogs on that. But this just as a little note, if you got kiddos, they're gonna be going to the school, which is actually right in the neighborhood, the elementary school right here. So we made it down to the coast. How long did it take?
Oh, I stopped for gas, but
and we stopped to pick up my car. So we'll bring up the map and let you know exactly how long it took to get down here.
I didn't need to stop for gas. I just stopped for gas.
It was so long he had to stop for gas. But here we are, downtown Oceanside. This has had so much change over the past few years. We were just walking through the, what is it called? The Mission Pacific Hotel right there.
This one's new too, right next to us.
Seabirds right here. Let's spin around and show them the Seabird right here. Awesome spots. I think that one got voted like the best beachfront hotel or something crazy, like pretty recently. But we're standing here. We got the pier back here, and just so many places to eat. What was the place you just saw?
So Sublime is a spot that used to be in Restaurant Row in San Marcos that we loved, and it looks like they just opened Sublime Tavern right next to one of our favorites, Craft Coast, which is right there too.
If you guys are down here, Craft Coast is your go-to.
It's a must.
But there's also like 100 other places. Bunch of new restaurants, bunch of cool shops.
Yep.
We came down, it's a Wednesday right now. Getting in here, I mean it's summertime too, but getting in here, it's packed, man. Parking is tough, it's paid parking in most places. So nonetheless, if you're moving to Oceanside, get down here, check it out, see the changes. Even if you're living inland, it's within about a half hour of getting down here. So you're not too far, and it's just awesome. Good spot, good vibes down here. If you guys are thinking about moving out here, as a quick reminder, we got a real estate crew right here in San Diego, and we make videos all about living right here in San Diego. So feel free to reach out, call, text, email. We'll hop on a Zoom call, get you dialed in. Maybe Oceanside's the spot, maybe it's Carlsbad, maybe it's San Marcos, Vista, wherever it might be. Let's get that figured out. We want to make this move as smooth as possible for you. So feel free to reach out. We got your back. We're making the move here to San Diego.